Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So it's that time again for my shopping haul. So if you remember from my last shopping haul, I told you I was quite intrigued by Tessie's budget, and I know she does £100 a week, but I'm
Dollars.
$100 a week. I'm going to try and do $100 a month, £100 a month shopping. So that gives me £25 a week for food shopping, as well as household items, anything else I can get, medical, cosmetic, something for the house. My shopping amount of money now, I'm hoping to stick to £25 a week and get as much in that budget as I possibly can. And today I've managed it, so let me talk you through what I've got. As usual, I've itemised everything. I've made a note of how much I've paid for it and how much it would have cost me, cheapest version in the supermarket. So that's my little itemised list, and I'll work my way through it just as I've listed it. So first on the list is some English afternoon tea. Now this is a box of 10 tea bags. Now I paid 42 pence a box, 84 pence for the two of them, and they would have cost me together £2.98 in the supermarket. Next on the list is an item I've showed you several times before. It's the Note foundation. Now I have been wearing it for quite a few months. I don't have any makeup on today, but I have been wearing this for quite a few months and I'm quite happy with it. I picked one up and went to the counter with it. When I got there, the lady said, "Are you enjoying that makeup?" She said, "You've been picking it up." I said, "Yes, it's really good." So it's quite expensive in the shops. She said, "Go and grab two more." She said, "We're trying to empty that makeup shelf." She said, "Go and help yourself to two more." She said, "You're welcome to them." So I brought 3 home today. So I've paid £1.26, which is 42 pence an item. And I found it at a discounted price of £8 something on the internet. So the supermarket charge would have been £25, 5 pence for the 3 of them. So compared to my £1.26, it's an amazing saving for me. Next on the list is a tin of chopped pork, and this was 2 items. So it cost me 84 pence, and in the shops it would have cost £1.25. So 41 pence saving, and I'm quite happy with that. So that's there for in reserve. This is a wonderful bag I'm about to show you now. What did you say the weight was, Mr. Wallflowers?
2 kilos.
So this is 2 kilos of pork meatballs. And I saw them, I thought they'd be great for canning. And putting more meat on the pantry shelf. So that was 2 kilos of pork meatballs. Now I paid £3 for that. What have I done with my tea towel? I paid £3 for that today. And like for like comparison would have cost me £12 for that amount of pork meatballs. So that's an absolute blessing of a saving, absolute blessing. And the same here happened with the chicken. Now these are chicken wings. There's not always a lot on the wings, but I thought for £1 for 2.5 kilos of chicken wings, that's a steal, so I had to grab it. So the red sticker indicates it cost me £1. And on looking and researching, that bag and the waist 2.5 would have actually cost me around £7. So yeah, what a blessing for those 2 items. I've not looked into canning the wings yet, but if I can't can them as whole, then I'll strip them and look at canning them a different way. In one of the shops, our Catherine's favourite, Fairclempt. Hi Catherine, if you're watching. They were giving away free eggs, and today it was 12 medium free range eggs, and look, absolutely beautiful. Still got feathers and fluff on them, and that's fabulous. So they were completely and utterly free of charge, and they would have cost me £2.60 to buy in the shop. Catherine, I'm glad you like me jumper. I did have it on yesterday and I've got it back on today. It's pink, love, not peach. Just thought I'd throw that in while we're there.
Salmon pink.
It's salmon pink. So we've got the free range eggs, the meatballs, a leek. So a very large leek, bit tattered and torn at one end, but I'll get sufficient of that. As you know, we eat our leeks quite regularly and we really enjoy them. I've paid 20p for that. Would have cost me around 50p for a leek of that size. Carrots, as I always mention, we roast the carrots and we coat them in honey, these types of small carrots, and we'll thoroughly enjoy them. So they'll be our honey coated roasted carrots. They've cost me 20p and they would have cost me £1.04 in the shops. An aubergine, we don't get an aubergine very often. Well, I always see them, and every now and again I think, okay, we'll have another go. The only thing we really know what to do with it is to fry it off somewhat like a mushroom, and it ends up looking like a mushroom. If you have any ideas, anything different than just frying it off, what would you normally do with an aubergine? I'd be really grateful of the ideas, because I can quite often get them, but I'm not experienced in cooking them in any other way, and I'm not sure. So let me know what you'd do with an aubergine. So that aubergine cost me just 20p, and in the shops it would have cost me 85p. 4 potatoes cost me just 20p, would have cost me approximately 65p. Some beautiful red peppers, again cost me 20p, would have cost me £1.20 in the shops. And today the pumpkins were available. Now they're only small ones, but we're happy with them. We will eat them, we will cook them, and we do enjoy pumpkins. So they were 20p each, which is 60p, and it would have cost me 50p each in the shops, which would have been £1.50. So again, a 90p saving on 3 pumpkins, and that's delicious. And as you know, in my vegetable supply underneath, my one should be ready to eat now. So we also have our own one that we grew in the garden. So that should be more than ready to eat now. So we have that. I also got some long carrots. They don't look the best, but once they're scraped and peeled, they will be sufficient. Probably make another casserole or a stew for our winter foods. And a lovely cauliflower. So, a bit flattened on one end, probably where it's been in the shopping bag. But again, for a 20p cauliflower, that should have cost me 95p. And also some decent sized spring onions, again 20p, and would have cost me 50p. So a lovely selection of vegetables there for me to be getting on with. Got a Warburton's loaf, free of charge. Would have cost me £1.40. Some nice white finger rolls. We tend to call them hot dog buns, and that's probably what we'll do with them. We'll put some of our tinned hot dogs in or something like that, and just have hot dogs for lunch. So I got those free, and they generally would have cost £2. This was a nice little bonus I saw today. Now these are AA batteries. These are extra long life. And whether it's the remote controls, whether it's the phone, house phone, or other little gadgets, it gets quite expensive to keep replacing them. So to get these today at the Food Initiative is a blessing. They were both £2 each. The long life, as I say. So each of them has cost me 84p each. And to buy them in the shops would have cost me £3 each. So absolute blessing of the saving and the long life. A lovely bag of mixed salad. Really looks nice. There's no sauces or croutons in these this week, but it's a nice fresh salad for us to have. Again, I paid 50p, and it would have cost me £2.50 in the shops. And as usual, there's some nice free flowers. And today I chose the white roses. There isn't a scent on them. They're simply white roses. Marks and Spencer's would have cost £6, and they were free of charge. This head looks like it's going a bit limp. Hopefully I might be able to resuscitate it. But yeah, nice bunch of flowers. So all in all, it's a much smaller shop than what I do, because I'm trying to keep to a budget at the same time. I'm trying to make sure absolutely everything's valid. So I didn't buy any sweeties this week, any biscuits or whatever, but I tend to pick those up on a Friday anyway. We've got enough in store to keep us going. The biscuit cupboard's still looking healthy, so Mr. Wallflowers has nothing to moan about, and we're doing really well. So as I say, yeah, it might look smaller than normal, but we'll have lots of meat and chicken on the pantry shelf. We've got meat for sandwiches. We've got a lot of vegetables to keep us going. Pumpkins in store. Plenty of bread to keep us going. Beautiful flowers to look at. What? 6 to 12 months worth of makeup to save me money. Batteries. Absolutely fabulous. And these will probably go with free gifts if we have anyone abroad, America, Canada, Australia, etc., who win prizes on the quizzes in the future. And I'll also throw in some English tea. I think it's just a nice gesture. So that's what they're for. So all in all, I spent a grand total of £10.48 for everything you see here. The tangerines were free of charge. And to tell you the truth, I haven't even itemised them on top of the bill. They were free of charge, and I haven't said what they would have cost. So I've spent £10.48 in total. And the shopping there, although it doesn't look an enormous amount, would have cost me £77.37. Excuse me, which is a grand saving of £66.89. What a blessing. What a blessing. Stayed in budget. £10.48. Hopefully I don't spend the full £15 on Friday, so whatever I save from there can go towards something else. I'm learning from Tessie's budget, and I'm trying to implement it myself. So thank you for that, Tessie. Yeah, I hope you like what you see. What kind of budget do you spend on your family, whether you use shopping pantries, food initiatives, whether you make everything from scratch, whether you eat frozen meals? What kind of budget do you run off? I'm quite curious. I think £25 a week is a lot to pay for us, just for a two-person family. Yes, we do send parcels, and yes, we do share with other people, but as a two-person family to spend £25, me trimming down to £25, when I think of £100 a month, bit old school, but I still think that's a lot. Now, I tried to Google it, and it said people are spending like £350 a month, etc. And I think, oh, sugar, we'd never survive on that kind of money. We'd never survive throwing that kind of money out just on food. And I'm just really curious, how do you balance it? How much do you spend on food on a weekly, monthly basis? I'm just really curious. No judgment, just curious. And how do you balance that? But yeah, as you know, this is how I do it. We eke out what we have as far as we can. We head into the future to make sure that we're providing for ourselves if and when we need it.
Very little gets thrown away.
Nothing, next to nothing gets thrown away, does it? And as I say, in between, It's still cosmetics, makeup, flowers, as you see on a regular basis, anything that I can implement to use around the home. So, yeah. As you know, I love sharing all this with you. I really do. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll speak to you soon. Stay safe and know you're loved. Bye.